Hello and welcome to this date in history. Kidding me? Let's try this again. Hello and welcome to this date in history, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things I personally find intriguing enough for me to bring to you. The source of this information comes from the smart device application on this day. The music in the background is Blueshift by Catas and Kasger, which I found on the YouTube channel No Copyright Sounds, aka NCS. For links to the app, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar. Now let's get on with the show, shall we? Today is Wednesday, aka Wednesday, October 26, 2016. In 2015, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck in the Hindu Kush mountain range in northeastern Afghanistan, causing the deaths of 398 people and the injury of 2,536 others. In 2003, the Cedar Fire, the second largest fire in Californian history, caused the deaths of 15 people, consumed 250,000 acres or 1,000 kilometers squared, and destroyed 2,200 homes around San Diego. In 2002, during the Moscow theater crisis, approximately 50 Chechen terrorists and 150 hostages ceased to exist when Russian Spetsnaz stormed a theater building in Moscow, which had been occupied by the terrorists during a musical performance 3 days prior. In 2001, the United States passed the U.S.A. Patriot Act into law. In 1999, Britain's House of Lords voted to end the right of hereditary peers to vote in Britain's upper chamber of Parliament. In 1994, Jordan and Israel signed a peace treaty. In 1992, the London ambulance service was thrown into chaos after the implementation of a new computer-aided dispatch, aka CAD, system which failed. In 1991, 3 months after the end of the 10-Day War, the last soldier of the Yugoslav People's Army left the territory of the Republic of Slovenia. In 1984, baby Faye received a heart transplant from a baboon. Now I wonder, was the heart from the baboon, or was the baboon the surgeon? In 1979, Park Chung-hee, the then president of South Korea, was murdered by Korean Central Intelligence Agency head Kim Jae-gyo. Choi Kyu-ha then became the acting president, and Kim was executed about 7 months later during the following May. In 1977, Ali Mao Malin, the last person with the last natural case of smallpox, developed a rash in the Merba district of Somalia. The World Health Organization, aka WHO, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention consider this date the anniversary of the eradication of smallpox and the most spectacular success of vaccination. In 1964, Eric Edgar Cooke became the last person in Western Australia to be executed. In 1958, Pan American Airways made the first commercial flight of the Boeing 707 from New York City to Paris, France. In 1955, after the last Allied troops have left the country and following the provisions of the Austrian Independence Treaty, Austria declared permanent neutrality. In 1947, the Maharaja of Kashmir and Jammu agreed to allow his kingdom to join India. In 1944, during World War II, the Battle of Leyte Gulf ended with an overwhelming U.S. victory. In 1942, also during World War II, during the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands during the Guadalcanal campaign, one U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Hornet, was sunk and another CV, the USS Enterprise, was heavily damaged, while 2 Japanese carriers and 1 cruiser were heavily damaged. In 1940, the P-51 Mustang made its maiden flight. In 1936, the first electric generator at Hoover Dam went into full operation. In 1918, Erich Ludendorff, Quartermaster General of the Imperial German Army, was dismissed by Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany for refusing to cooperate in peace negotiations. In 1917, during World War I, Brazil declared war on the Central Powers. Also in 1917, and also during World War I, during the Battle of Caporetto, Italy suffered a catastrophic defeat to the forces of Austria-Hungary and Germany. The young, then unknown Oberlieutenant Erwin Rommel captured Mount Matajur with only 100 Germans against a force of over 7,000 Italians. In 1905, Sweden accepted the independence of Norway. In 1881, the gunfight at the OK Corral took place at Tombstone, Arizona. In 1863, the Football Association, the oldest football association in the world, was formed in London. In 1861, the Pony Express officially ceased operations. In 1859, the Royal Charter was wrecked on the coast of Anglesey, North Wales, causing the deaths of 459 people. In 1825, the Erie Canal, the passage from Albany, New York to Lake Erie, opened. In 1811, the Argentine government declared the freedom of expression for the press by decree. In 1776, Benjamin Franklin departed from America for France on a mission to seek French support for the American Revolution. In 1775, King George II of Great Britain went before Parliament to declare the American colonies in rebellion and authorize a military response to quell the American Revolution. In 1774, the First Continental Congress adjourned in Philadelphia. In 1689, General Piccolomini of Austria burnt down Skopje to prevent the spread of cholera, only to later die of the disease himself soon after. In 1640, the Treaty of Ripon was signed, restoring peace between Scotland and Charles I of England. In 1597, during the Imjin War, Admiral Yi Sun-sin routed the Japanese navy of 300 ships with only 13 ships during the Battle of Myeongnyang. In 1377, Turko I was crowned the first king of Bosnia. And in 1185, the uprising of Asen and Peter began on the feast day of Saint Demetrius of Thessaloniki and ended with the creation of the Second Bulgarian Empire, which was ruled by the Asen dynasty. Births: Seth MacFarlane, 1973, Steve Rogers, 1949. Now wait a minute, I thought Steve Rogers fought in World War II. How could he be born after it? Oh, alternate timeline. Alternate universe. The theories! And that concludes the show! Once again, you can check the underbar for any links you may be interested in. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. You can also rate 5 thumbs and subscribe if you do so wish. For your dose of past events daily, I am Aeoxander, and you are you. Toodles! And in 1185, the uprising of...